Off of the guard, 13 1ing Sentinels yesterday.
Yes.
The double controller, obviously massive. And the last time LG played this map, the most recent appearance was versus Pioneers. So it's not really a 1-for-1 as far as recent results.
Yeah, both teams have good records on this map, but, you know, the resume the guard has is just better. You know, they've beaten better teams. You know, a lot of the wins that LG have are against weaker opposition in smaller tournaments, whereas the guard's beaten several VCT quality teams, including yesterday just destroying Sentinels. In fact, that was Sentinels' biggest loss ever as an organization in the 2.5 years they've been in Valorant. They played around 310 maps. That's their worst loss ever. Just throw that out there.
All right, well, casually going to put that together. LG, though, even with all this early aggression kind of being showcased, they are going to try to flood forward in towards A. You also saw the observers point out the counter shock dart into kitchen, which will put a little bit of pressure defensively on Dazzle to kind of hold his ground in mid.
Yeah, the guard is looking to kind of really press A here. B-Dog cuts him off, though, and this side hasn't changed a crazy amount. It's B where you see the bulk of the changes to Icebox. I think this is only the second time the new Icebox has been played in NA or EMEA, unless they played it earlier today over in Europe. But anyway, B-Dog comes up again, but here comes the response.
But the high ground control from Tig, possibly too good, although Valen just keeps the play alive by sheer force of will. Collects 3 kills by way of the Ghost, now leaving Moose by himself. 1v2, and the guard will set up a post plant deeper in towards where their spawn would be.
Yeah, this is big, and I mean, they obviously have a lot of utility that could slow down a defuse, being able to play back here like this between the shock darts and snake bites and such, which is going to make it tough on Moose, to force them to kind of take the fight to them. Trying to use this new doorway, not going to find it, but does find Valen, but he's running out of time.
Oh, he does get the information here, though. A little bit of rope play going on. Ring around the Rosie, and Trent will be able to run away long enough to secure the little bit.
Commander hasn't impressed a bit more. He's been a bit more of like a true star. But Valen really shows that this team has like a really well-balanced out roster where you can get fragging from almost every position.
LG showing some force, though, over towards this B-long play. And oh boy. B-Dog completely caught, eventually gets overwhelmed, but Dazzle's still in a pretty solid spot to find trades, and he actually keeps a pretty significant amount of defensive pressure forward, but that's a great shock dart to push him on the backside of yellow. Moose up top, left with only a shot worth of health left, but he does have some friends here to try to help defend this B side as the rotations here for Mata and Tig.
Yeah, 3-on-3 battle here at B side, though Moose is certainly low in health, and obviously the firepower advantage swings heavily in favor of the guard, and all their players are still fully healthy. Suppression comes out there from Mata. Tig still holding up the top. And what if a stalemate breaks out? But the time is ticking until eventually guard will need to commit here.
I was going to say, really the only thing you have to deter is these cloud bursts. Just at the moment, Paranoia comes out. Fragment also the big say player in the longer angle, able to turn that into not just one, but taking down Mata on the low ground, and then finds Moose up top. Is there anything this guy can't do?
Didn't see it a whole lot last night because Jonah P was doing the bulk of the sniping, but yeah, man, watch out for that guy.
Operator in hand for B-Dog against the Marshall Saya player, and I'm not going to say that there's a natural advantage anymore after what we just watched from Saya player. But the guard does kind of force their way in towards tubes. Pretty significant defensive pressure for LG, but they do kind of tactfully back up here behind where this offensive Viper's wall would be.
Again, we didn't get to see too much from the guard because they were just bulldozing Sentinels yesterday, so it's kind of hard to like really get much of a read on it. But one thing that they did do a lot is they used mid on attack side really well because that plant zone at B extends into kitchen always. So be on the lookout for that in future rounds. But on this bonus, we're looking just to send it on A.
Knives in hand for side player, makes good on that. Tig not able to hold defensively. Mata's still playing forward though, looking like he wants to commit to this. 0 point will give the information they need, which is everyone's here. Pretty much connects on every single offensive member, but it does not stop the plant from coming through, nor from Net getting away with his life. So 5v4, numbers good for the guard on this offensive post plant, but LG do have weapons to work with, and still a couple of flashes that can maybe be used to try to push forward. There's the trigger, but Saya player just throws the shoulder, sees nope, nobody's on it. Mata clearing off the tight tube area. That will allow him an opportunity to get a little bit more space to work with, and B-Dog shuts down the knives. So now 4v3. Defensively, pressure has been absolutely mounted by LUMINOSITY as they continue to push forward. It's just down to Jonah, and they cannot collect a single kill. Clean retake from LUMINOSITY.
Yeah, really well done there to cash in against the bonus of the guard. Just barely, though. I mean, they were getting bogged down there for a bit, but the guard never really able to set up that post. Let's see what happens here. They do have Viper Spit available for post-plant. That's the only ult on the table right now.
Here's that play through mid, as you were mentioning.
Yep.
The guard smoking out, running up through tube. But you do see that the 0 point does connect, and Mata will know that, okay, Jonah P for sure is at least on top. You don't really know what's coming through in the kitchen, but the trademark down, you thought may have been an opportunity to read this. Moose trying to rendezvous, and actually he kind of puts himself in the middle of danger. Dazzle still looking to force the trades, gets care of the spike carrier. Viper Spit down, Tig on the pinch, and LG have completely stopped the guard's play through mid.
Yeah, they have. That's a huge shutdown. That's a very tight corridor, obviously. They're able to kind of run them through the blender. We'll have to see if Trent and Jonah P can reel this one back in, a man down. Paranoia is still available here for Jonah P as he starts patrolling. He does get Spike back in his possession. He's meeting up with Trent, who's come through alongside, deploys his smoke, and starts trying to bring the Spike into a planting position. Trent trying to peek through here and catch something, but knowing, showing themselves on LG, they're playing together for this retake 3-on-2.
Recon bolt denied. Hunter's Fury still going to be spent defensively. And for the moment, the guard just do not care. And even how about it? Jonah takes an aggressive angle away from Tig. Paranoia will stall this even further. So now you kind of look to see, well, how do you break back into this with B-Dog and an operator? Jonah's watching the cross through mid crates, and that would be good for one. Trade's good on the B-Dog. And he's able to turn this into a rifle for a 1v1. Trent with a lot of utility still to spend, though. Decides to play the low ground. B-Dog goes up top. Cloudburst as he toggles for any sound cues that may bait out utility. Not being fooled, Trent goes right back up top and says, I'm very aware of your cheeky little plan.
And here the guard with this new, plant zone that extends in the kitchen, they try to utilize that more. And, almost backfire, but still reeled that one in for the 3-1 lead.
Well, these same shock darts are coming through. The guard want to continue to put some pressure on Luminosity through the middle of the map, but I will say Luminosity have had a response for it so far. This time it's by way of just aggression of their own, completely shutting down mid, allowing the defense to not just rotate the A early, but they're stacked up, ready to go for anything middle as well.
Yeah, just a long B push comes out there, shuts down Jonah P early. We're going to see the guard now just kind of sitting back, waiting to see if LG are looking to throw any more daggers into their front line as they do look to retake into long B now through this new hallway. Spike going to be with that pack. In fact, everyone's starting to slide over into this position. Looks like they want to go B. Viper utility is down to help lead the way. While Yellow plays a little bit differently with it flipped, they still have an ability to kind of ride out this toxic screen to the site as it does get lifted. Let's not worry about B-Dog's ult.
Recon bolt allowing the guard to walk forward. Mata up top still with a ton of utility, including the fragment that gets tossed first. And B-Dog tries to use it as a chance to maybe try to peek this, and well, they don't really find the value out of the knives that they were looking for. Fortunately, Dazzle and Mata could continue to put pressure down onto the site itself, dropping the spike carrier. And well, obviously presence detected, leaving Saya player for what would have to be a miraculous 1v3. Paranoid up, Moose able to find the damage, and Tig will credit him the assist by finishing the kill. Luminosity.
But it's definitely a map that LG have been solid on in the past on the defense.
I can't use that.
Well, the early 0 point once again kind of keep the guard planted in a way. You also see the defensive setup, again, just putting a lot of respect to what the guard was abusing versus Sentinels yesterday. A couple trademarks set up over towards tube here, Dust.
It makes you respect mid more.
Absolutely.
That's the biggest thing that's happening here with Dazzle having to really kind of keep eyes on it this time. It's creating a little bit more of a softened up defense on site. As you are seeing the guard slowly inch forward, playing contact, not looking to really send any utility forward. Trying to see what space they can gain for free, and, they're starting to make some good progress here. Mata just playing kind of the back angle.
Good help, though, over the top. Mata is able to get on out. Second 0 point comes through, suppressing 2 more players for the guard. They still force their way forward. Null Command comes out. That will, again, further the lack of utility for the guard's offense. They're still forward. And as the resurrection comes out, Jonah nearly catches a timing, but backing off of it just in the nick of time as B-Dog to capitalize on the kill plus the resurrection.
Yeah, Tour de Force out for net, but 1v5 and Spike down doesn't leave a whole lot of opportunities to throw a wrench in this round. I think, yeah, that is failure to pass, Ghost Rider. No show of force here. Tour de Force, but yeah.
That's the only show of force.
Yes.
No, the Dazzle is.
Isn't that sequel supposed to come out? Or did that already happen?
That was supposed to come out like a couple of months ago.
Yeah. Top Gun, for those of you not familiar. Better because we're equal footing. Guard back onto a buy, though. Looks like they are, again, looking to try to attack mid.
Yeah, quick timing here for LUMINOSITY, looking for the jump up. Gotta say a player, but with an operator, Zayas is going to hold.
Yep.
You also see Jonas kind of lurking into tube at the moment, but the Aldrone being spent for LUMINOSITY, they know nothing's Zayas, so defensively, this stack over towards tubes is actually pretty significant.
Yeah, note the reason that they use the Omen to get on top of tube instead of their Jet. And again, worth noting that Jonah P can show you how versatile he is with these agents. Big opening pick there from Say a player. B-Dog at least able to respond from up top here. Able to get away as well and get on top of Yellow with Moose to set up a very dangerous peeking pattern as Jonah P is still just kind of lodged top tube, not really able to find impact just yet. Spots Mata, not able to get the frag, but at least able to paranoia so he can back off. And now pivots into the tube and will ult his way over to the back of A.
Yeah, this is brilliant from the guard. Initially, you think the first blood will allow them an opportunity to get to B, but immediately countered. B-Dog neutralizes any play over towards B, but thinking that everything was going to continue to go that way, there was no one left inside of the A site defensively, but as Dazzle comes back forward to take up where he previously was positioned, he does take down an elimination. He numbers the defenders of LUMINOSITY. The guard's post plant is playing a little bit more forward than they had last time around. Hunter's Fury looking to clean up some space, and Valen just finds the timing of his life. A double comes through, last shot connects for the triple. And as Dazzle wonders, how in the heck has that just happened there, friends? He's got a 1v3 with not a lot of time to make it happen. It's Valen for 4. What a piece of timing out of the guard.
Later on in our schedule, so this is a big moment, especially with the lower bracket looking crazy dangerous right now. You got Virgin 1, Sentinels, and X sitting down there.
Good peek from B-Dog. Oh, what a shot. And again, it's another opportunity for LUMINOSITY to try to break the timing of the guard, what they established yesterday versus Sentinels, not allowing any play through tube. You even have a late 0 point coming out, kind of reading the information that the guard are still stacked up towards their spawn, so it's full freedom for LUMINOSITY to wander the map at the moment.
Yeah, that forward position with the Omen certainly is huge. 4 on 5, trying to make a play, say a player up top with the daggers, but it's going to go amiss. Viper's Pit, though, drop down to help reinforce control of this front of the site portion. Fragment comes in to disrupt the plant for now, buying more time for the rotations, and Moose will find net adding to the man count, and it's just getting better and better as B-Dog takes Valen out, and there the Viper's Pit falls.
Say a player have more though for us. 9 were out initially, late 0 point coming through. Trent looking to work through the dark cover and finds timing at Amada. Keep an eye on Tig on your minimap on the long flank. Nobody from the guard is watching this at the moment, and Tig is still moving pretty quickly, but Say a player from the backside of Yellow, able to find him for the elimination. This will be a 2v3, and it's all down to B-Dog now defensively for LUMINOSITY as the spike will be planted.
He was the alpha of the round with the opening kill, but can he be the Omega to close it? It's going to be a tough clutch here, 1v2, trying to go for this flank. No one watching it just yet. Now Trent, the timing! He catches it, now it's on Say a player. Daggers versus daggers.
B-Dog, though, does not expect him to still be on the backside of Yellow.
Like the guard starting to step out in front. Now it's just a couple of Marshals and an SMG, a Frenzy. Not a whole lot to work with here on the LG side of things. Meanwhile, the guard in full force. Hunter's Fury available as well. Looking to once again pounce on this A site quickly. Tig trying to slow them down, playing up top. Will avoid the Aldrich. Never mind. It's been spotted.
He's done. Nowhere to go. Fragment trying to help him out. Too late. Bro, okay. If Say a player's just doing this, I mean, come on. There's no response for something like that.
Yep. Nah, I mean, again, there's so many good flashy jets in NA that sometimes Say a player, I think, kind of slips through the cracks when it comes to paying attention to some of our stars in the region, but certainly put on a great demonstration here, that's for certain. And again, Jonah...
That all of your setups so far defensively really have been good responses to what the guard wants to do. They've broken a lot of the timings. They've really negated the entire middle of the map. Now, that said, the guard is looking to do a very kind of similar setup they had yesterday versus Sentinels with the same kind of shrouded step play and a full stack behind it. So, Dazzle, Tig, gotta wake up here.
Yeah. Worth noting that Trent and Saya player are number 3 and number 4 in ACS for the tournament so far. So, yeah, getting a lot of value out of the roster here. Saya player leads the way, the entry.
How about this? Say a player will stay to hold this position at kitchen while the spike will re-wrap back over to A. It's complete mid-control, and the guard don't even have to push too far forward here, Dust. They will stop the rotation defensively of LG through the middle of the map.
Yeah, Say a player's just popping off right now, man. Having one of those moments. Moose gets eradicated. Mata catching Jonah P's little late mid lurk, but there's still a couple of players behind. Trent clears Mata out. Now they can get the spike down on A, and they still have, say, a player in the back lines. B-Dog seemingly having little hope to get much accomplished here. May just have to save the operator. It looks like that is going to be his decision. But yeah, I think in most categories that you would think of for, like, fraggers, Trent and Saya player in the top 5 of. You know, KD, rating,
sure,
ADR. Yep. They're just crushing it right now. And again, you still have good contributions out of Valen and really just the rest of the roster. Again, they're a very well-rounded team when it comes to skill.
Yep.
Kind of reminds you of Version 1 in a way.
Yeah, no debate here.
Yeah.
So this will put it to 3-7. And LUMINOSITY are going to have the operator and not much else. I don't know. I don't remember if Moose is close to being able to pull a tour. So maybe there's an opportunity to run like a double scope setup if Moose has that.
It's just been so persistent on this attack. They've gotten mid control and they've wanted it by top 2 with Jonah P's, you know, positioning, but they've also been able to do these explosive sights that they're so well known for and use those to great effect as well.
Hey. Coming out. Trent. Oh boy. Yeah, LG tried to just pull a quick one on the guard here, trying to get forward defensively. Gets read by the Al drone. Their recon bolt doesn't do enough. No. Or can he? Hold on a second.
One, but now they know. Like, if his team could have stayed alive, then he could have maybe popped off, but too many things went wrong for him to be able to make a play from that position.
Boy.
But things are obviously a bit different with how mid's more of a factor and how B's a little bit more opened up.
Similar look for LUMINOSITY. Recon bolt forward, using the rope to get on top as much as they possibly can. Knives are also into the mix. A lot of utility defensively already being spent on both sides here. As Tig will continue to play forward, 0 Point will put the pressure on, but really this is just a bit of a cold war here. Everyone throwing a lot at each other with really no impact yet.
No, Busto able to catch a kill and snap back here on the back of B, kind of catching this pivot to the side of the map. Tig able to get the ult in as well to help reinforce this B defense at yellow. Jonah P playing that top tube. Moose is able to sniff it out. LG maintain man advantage, but they've been in this spot several times this half and were unable to convert. And so it's really hard to think that they actually truly have the edge here as Moose barely dodging, but not Tig. Big kill there.
And they get a read on where exactly Moose is still positioned.
Yep.
Here come the guard forward, knowing they've got yellow to work with. Box of screen we placed. Net forced a rendezvous back for a time, but he'll rejoin his friends, no problem. Underfury coming through for the defense, but Trent just sneaks around the back of it and still clears out this side of Mata, leaving Moose on his lonesome, who gets blindsided by Net. It is another situation where numbers just did not really turn into much initially for LUMINOSITY. Still a hope, though, as Dazzle finds elimination trying to recontest. B-Dog in the corner, too low of HP to do too much. And, of course, Dazzle's position is very well known by the rest of the 3 members of the guard, but still full health to play with. Sneaks on in towards sight. But no, Jonah up top will finish things off us 9-3 the half.
Yeah, taking place next month in Reykjavik. I don't know if I pronounced that right. I was scared to do it. That's why I said Iceland first, but I went for it anyway.
Committed. I love that you still committed to it, though.
I did try. Oh, that's a nice little shock dart taking the trademark down.
The guard defensively, though, do have the security blanket of this toxic screen here at A. And they're also still holding onto a paranoid, just waiting for some contact to be made off of the forward position from where Moose is. Or pardon me, this is where Net is. Looks like our UI is a little bit backwards here.
It's all fine.
All right.
It's all fine. Don't worry about it.
I believe you.
The guard's definitely on defense. Definitely got 9 attacking rounds. That is very true. You're fine. We are going to see LG looking to knock on the door of this B site with Spike. Everyone's starting to gather up in this direction. A little bit of mid-posturing from the guard at middle, just trying to kind of keep a tab on things. Also keeping their A defense in play, and actually they're rotating a little bit wrong, so maybe a chance here for LG to brief this Spike in. Though Valen is still, you know, keeping tabs. Does hear this. Install out the snake bite. Allows for them to re-rotate back.
30 seconds left.
There's no commitment yet, at least from the side of the guard defensively. They're still kind of getting a couple of members back over towards the back side of A. So LUMINOSITY are going to have the opportunity to get the spike down as they do clean up the only defensive player on top. And as far as the retake is concerned,
Not
I don't really know how you get through this.
No, it's not looking good at all. Good, clean kills from LG. Great post-plant positioning. Not a whole lot that the guard can really do about this one. Great news for LG, of course. They needed this.
Yeah. Then we'll throw something forward. Say a player. No way, dude. Saya again for another double. Could he do more than this? Third one comes across him. Goodness. You know, okay. It was going to be a hard-pressed round to retake the first. Different setup here coming out from the guard defensively. Looking to get Saya player forward. It's a costly orb. Yep. One that is still collected nonetheless. Saya player down to 29 and still wants more. Going to try to get into this dark cover to see if anyone's going to challenge him, but as hollow as the smoke is, it still serves its purpose as Luminosity stays safe from Saya player's Sheriff.
Yeah, I'd like to see maybe rotate that Sheriff back to someone with more HP that can take an extended fight. Maybe if you can get a pick dash away and then pass it off. Oh, there it is! There it is! Oh, no.
Was there even a full pixel there for him to shoot at, bro?
I don't know, man. Depends on how much your PPI is on your monitor, I guess, but,
Well, the kills still look good for Luminosity, but goodness. Saya player continues to make us question life.
Answer still warm.
Valen trying to get into the dark cover, not going to be allowed to do too much, and everything falls on to net. From the flank, we'll avoid the trademark. Well, he reveals his position by taking care of it. Moose will make sure that he punishes him for dealing with that.
He once again looking to try to get in the back lines early with this zip line, and indeed, say a player using it to get on pipe. Mid push, though, coming here from LG, as well as coming through long.
Well, this is interesting. The defensive wall is going to allow Net a chance to peek through as they deleted the recon bolt. Good rendezvous away. Sees the feet of one and gets away safely,
Huge.
only losing a marginal amount of health. That is a massive opening pick, and Luminosity are still kind of committing through this Viper screen, and Net's in a good position to watch yellow still. This is fine for the guard, without question.
That's a great snap decision, quite literally. I mean, he hung around for a second to see if he could find the second kill, and as soon as he realized he couldn't, he got out of there. That was really well done. 5-on-4 now for them as LG creep forward. Owl Drone also trying to find some info. Net might get timing. There's a little bit of crackling edge of the smoke. He gets flashed. He's able to get back again, but he gets chased down. But Jonah P reinforces.
Oh, and Jonah P just holds down the trigger while completely nearsighted. Tig was looking for a timing to convert the second elimination, but it's not going to happen. And now Moose, who gets counter-paranoid, has to back away. And this defensive wall is now a huge problem for Luminosity to work through. With just a couple of shock darts to use, Dazzle trying to send it, but say a player who was able to work through A completely unchecked. Make sure that there is no good, comfortable post plant, leaving Dazzle in a very difficult situation. Starts to spam a number of members in the line. Dazzle, no! Oh, he had both players within a 2-8.
Up 10-5. Say a player going to deploy the ults. Full buy for both teams. Op in the hands of Moose. Look at Say a
immediate mid control from Say a player. This is, immediate mid control. Where is
Nice
there?
one.
B-Dog delayed peek.
Good read.
Catches Sai player off guard. That is a huge man advantage, but as we've seen, nothing is a guarantee when Luminosity have numbers.
Yeah. Good anticipation there from B-Dog for that play. Gonna give them the edge here. Oh, Net though pushes through middle, gets a kill. That's gonna be the equalizer as now guard hold very dangerous mid control defensively. Setting up for this retake already.
And Null Command's going to come out to get him onto B, but you kind of have to ask the question, if this is what your execute is going to look like, why not try to do this a little bit sooner? So the spike's still not even safely planted, and the guard just completely overwhelmed through mid. It's just, you get that opening pick, and you think everything's going to be fine. You've got the kill you need through mid. Execute the way you want to execute. Why wait?
Doesn't even have spike possession. He is done for.
Oh, yeah, no, there's no way.
Dodging the owl jump pretty well. Where do you go from here?
Forward, one would argue.
W. Pressed.
Held even.
Yes. Now D.
Oh boy. Man, it's just, I don't know. I don't know what your take it is in the dust, but
as we are going to see LG looking to once again pry long B early. Say a player there. Top yellow with operator is found out and hit with that.
Aggressive play for Tig through mid just largely goes unchecked. Side player still holding his ground. Fragment will eventually push him away, trying to cover his retreat by way of Cloudburst, but B-Dog will not allow anything to happen. Have to convert this 5v3 if you're LG.
You have to.
Absolutely.
But that's a great shock dart from Trent, leading into a Vandal kill. Jonah P now creeping forward in the dark cover, trying to get something going as well, but Mata cuts him off. Net, though, keeps it interesting. It's him and Trent in a 2v3.
That's going to rewrap back over. Trent's going to be able to surf out some information by way of this Al drone, but holding onto the corner is Mata. Hunter's Fury, no way! Blindly, completely blind. Recon Bolt comes through. Mata playing up top. Trent seen it. Has to go for at least some toggle. Knows that Mata has to come check this. He guesses correctly, and the 1v1 comes through. There is no way. The time will be close, but Trent will get it.
I really
can't happen.
Trent is so good, so ludicrous.
It's been the story of this series too.
Yep. That's another round where they had an even bigger man advantage and still lost. That's so wild that he got that much value out of Hunter's Fury, man. In a 1v3, he gets 2.
Oh, here we go. Everyone's just bullheadedly pushing forward. Jonah for the first. Nat able to trade out one. B-Dog still with knives on towards the site. An opportunity to try to continue to put the pressure forward, but the problem is he's by himself. Would have to do something unbelievable and is nearly good for it. It's just the pistol left. The right click's not going to convert, and that will do it.
Wow.
And it's just... what do you say, man? It's too many advantages thrown away. I think LG planned correctly. They just could not convert.
Yeah, definitely some game planning was there that looked good, but like I said, execution just not quite there, and that clutch from Trent is just mind-boggling. I don't know how he gets the second kill with that Hunter's Fury.